typical arena? We're in a much different type of arena here. Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Couple of teams here who began the year with wins. Let's see who can make it 2-0 as off we go in week 2. Return starts from the goal line. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Go street.
They've got a man in motion.
Go.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
79 Broncos.
Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Markers reset. Ball at the 37.
Buffalo 18. Let's go now.
Daniels on 1st down. Escapes the pocket. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Let's go.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
1st and 10 after that last highlight. They're at the 30.
Come on, set.
Blown back, it's the handoff. Has some space inside the 15. Is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Kate, you know this. Those amazing essays you wrote at Cal. That start to that paper was so important. It set the tone for the rest of it.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Tight end motioning right. Here's the first look for the rookie out of USC. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Motioning left is their running back. Here's 2nd and 11. That's incomplete left side.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They kick the running back in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
On the set.
Milton now. He puts everything behind this one. They're on it. That's intercepted. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Give it away possession with a pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
And he hits a little space up to the 9-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Daniels now. He finds Johnson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They're set up at the 35 now. Man in motion, out of the slot. First down, and they go right back to him. And have him gain up about a handful there. Brought to a halt by Deonte Banks. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5-6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
From the 40 on 2nd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Let's go now. Dragon 60. Street.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. He's got this at the 27. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one in the books is a 48-yard punt. And it'll be Giants football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's loaded another one up. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
The give here on 2nd. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Gets this to Johnson. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They gain 14 on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
On the double. Go! Bronco leading.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Now Milton to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
They'll try and punch it in. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. A pickup of 4. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. Man in motion here. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Has this at the 6. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Trap 60. Warrior 70.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's on the move. He takes it himself. This is ahead for about 5. Tackled by Luke Orhorhoro.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Third and 4 coming up now. Out of the gun, Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now Daniels to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. To throw, Daniels. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's go now.
Again, Daniels to the air. Into a crowd, and intercepted! Isaiah Simmons picks it off. And the Giants are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants push their lead to 3. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Come on, set, ready.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Go! Ready.
Throwing now, Daniels. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jason Pinnock picks it. And the Giants will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Go!
Throwing now, Milton. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
From the red zone now. Connects with Johnson. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Working quickly here. They'll hand it to him again. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Giants parlay the interception into points. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Giants make it a 10-point ball game. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. The Giants using their first timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
Hand off to the back. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you've got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
From the 26 on second down. On the move, headed right. He took it. The ball is loose. But it bounces out of bounds, so they'll retain possession. He manages a gain of 8 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Well, sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Chased out to his right. It stops him on the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
They'll run here on first down. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. We get the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. It's the Commanders facing 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Getting out to his left. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down.
Let's go.
From the gun, it's Daniels. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, you can give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense now their 4th sack of this game credit, because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
He breaks a tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That just misses the 50 mark, gets a 49-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Hey, check that. Come on, set.
Give now to the running back. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Forced out to his right. He just throws this one away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Throwing off the play fake here. Wow, wide open here, complete. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Milton back to throw. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Going ground on 1st and goal. Is in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants grow their lead just before halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants take a 3-possession lead. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Fielded just shy of the end zone. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive.
Ready? Go!
Daniels on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Okay. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
19 Tiger!
Looks like that last play convinces them to keep this one on the ground. Makes a cut to the right sideline. Down the sideline to the 45. Into the red zone. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders chop some of the lead off before the half. Patterson on for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. They send the tight end in motion. To throw, Milton. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Here we go. 18, right here.
Milton now. Taking a deep shot here. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. And the Commanders make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Looking to throw. Gets everything he has under this throw. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Jason Pinnock picks it. And the Giants do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Patterson now to kick this away. Chooses to bring this one out. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. And that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
Gets this to Johnson. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Let's go. Hawk 70.
On first down, they'll run. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 47. Buys time, rolling right. He's running with it. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
They send a receiver in motion right. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10 now. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And he's able to get this down to the 13. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Giants will have a first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So it's 2nd down coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down...
And he got it! Interception! And the Commanders will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Here's the handoff. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Time, we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
Here we go, here we go.
Daniels throwing on third. He's going to push one deep down the... And they pick him off again! And the Giants are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Milton. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Here he goes on the bootleg. He rolls to his right. He brings it in. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Tracy goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Now Milton to throw. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. So on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal attempt. Already has 1 in this game, this from 30. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's trying another one deep. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Defense showing blitz. Daniels. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth.
Go.
Again, Daniels to the air. And they won't do it. That ball's incomplete on fourth down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
We're working a couple yards past the line. It was Mike Sanders still on that side. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And they pick him off again. And the Commanders take over once again after forcing his 4th interception of the night.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Come 19. Come 19. Trap 60. Trap 60.
On first down, here's Daniels. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Okay, ready.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down.
Warrior 70. Come on. Set. Ready.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Escapes a defender. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Commanders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Hits his running back. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Completed to his running back. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
And he's able to get this down to the 13.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. Now Daniels to throw. He's got it to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moments. He's at the 1. What a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down and pull off the conversion.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure of the drive's right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Ready, take go.
Blown back, it's the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Ready. Say, hey. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Hey, smash.
Daniels escapes the pocket. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
60 Bobcat. Ready.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Patterson on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Returnable from the 1. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Head straight. Here we go. Here we go.
Right up the gut. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They go play action here. They did it! He made the interception! And the Commanders have some new life in the fourth!
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Come on, set.
Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Catch is made in close. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
18, Pioneer. Big alert, big alert. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Dragon 60. Get up.
He's back to throw. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders come through to tie it in the 4th. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the champ for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Fielded just shy of the end zone. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level, they want this opportunity. They want their chance to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. From the 46. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Looking to throw. This could decide things. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Giants trail by 8. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He gets 6 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. Back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here he is to throw. He finds Johnson. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New set of downs for him from the 46. He'll look to throw it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrives at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Setting up to pass. Catch is made down the right sideline. How about a big hitter? 34 yards there and a new set of downs.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
1st down from the red zone. He's on the move. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now you'd imagine comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did. Because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and force overtime.
So now a big moment for the Giants as they line up for 2.
Let's go.
All or nothing, they'll run it. And he's in for for the two-point conversion, and near the tail end of this game, ho-ho, we are all tied up. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
Daniels back to throw. Finds his back complete. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10.
18 Raptors, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Come 19, come 19. Ready?
Shotgun snap to Daniels. It's Dotson on the catch. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now.
Go! Trap 60, trap 60. Warrior 70. Ready?
Throwing now, Daniels. Able to find Dotson here. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down.
Ready? Go!
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Giants using their 1st timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down.
Set!
Back to the well again. And he breaks the tie. That could win him this game, Brock. Touchdown! Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Cape Day cashed in when it really mattered.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30.
Ready up!
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Milton now. Gets this to Johnson. And that is exactly what they needed. A quick 1st down, and he freezes that clock. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. Milton back to throw. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
19 Lions, 60 down, 60 down,
They send a man in motion. Second and 10 now. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out.
You can't start a fire without a spark. Well, how about a lightning bolt? What a huge gain that totally changes the tone of the drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Here we go. 79 Broncos. Big.
Putting a receiver in motion.
Buffalo 18. Track 60.
One final shot here. It's intercepted. That will do it. Mike Samuel makes the play. And the Commanders come up with the interception that clinches the win. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. And it's going to be remembered quite a bit for the defensive effort right there at the end to steal away the last bits of hope from the opposing side.